I'm at one of the most exclusive events in London at the stunning Hurlingham Club. If you want to see classic cars, supercars, fine champagne, beautiful food and some very interesting people, this is the place to be. On top of that, we have some UK debut cars and one world debut car. Welcome to Salon Privé. Salon Privé is now in its fourth year and it has rapidly grown to be one of the most exciting events on the English calendar. Running for 3 days, it is the most luxurious supercar event in the UK. Now I'm going to have a chat with David and Andrew Bagley, who are the founders of this wonderful event. I want to find out how it all began.
Events are the only real consumer-facing opportunity that the manufacturers have, and Salon Privé, as I say, has always been, its USP has been the exclusivity of the guest list. And as a result of that, the more immediate ROI that the manufacturers can obtain from Salon Privé is unmatched with any other event.
Yeah. And then from the guest perspective, it's such an easy one, Rissy, because we literally get 90% plus repeat business. So the event has grown organically by about plus 30% year on year now. Now, back in September, when the banks, as you say, were having their party, we did not expect that we would be seeing an increase in guest numbers.
Yeah.
We'd in fact budgeted for a flat year, which I think in this environment most people would be delighted with. We now are over 32% up.
We've got, I think, 10 debuts this year, and we've got Aston Martin's 177, Rolls-Royce 200EX, Jaguar XJ, which has literally launched to the world only a week ago in London. We've got somewhere in the region probably of an 80-85% retention rate on clients from the first year when we launched it. And that speaks for itself. They come back because they sell cars.
And rather than going into a showroom, you can come to a beautiful place like this.
And you
have
can
a glass
see them
of
all
champagne,
together.
fantastic food.
If you think
Get
about
out
it,
your
if you want to buy a supercar
or a boat,
why would you
boat.
go anywhere else?
Why indeed? James, you're the managing director of Jaguar UK. You must have been pretty busy recently with the Jaguar XJ. How's it been going?
Yeah, the launch, we really started a week and a half ago with a worldwide press and VIP launch at the Satie Gallery in London. And it went extremely well. It went all around the world on the internet within 2 or 3 days. A lot of interest in the car.
When I look at Jaguars and I look at the older style Jaguars, I always see them as very long and sleek.
Yeah.
This is very different. And how did you come up with a new design and what were you actually going for?
Well, Ian Callum, our chief designer, really started the new design language with the XK and then the XF last year. So really this is a continuation of it. And he sums it up as beautiful, fast cars. So they've got to look beautiful, they've got to be like a piece of art, but they've got to look sporty. So even when they're standing still, they look as though they're moving.
What is the cost of this car?
The 3-litre diesel, high-performance diesel, starts at 52,500, going up to about 88,000 for the top-end supercharged car. So it's very competitive priced with the Mercedes, Audi and BMW.
What's been the response so far?
Oh, the response has been great. We talk about making Jaguar again, back when it was a beautiful product and a cool, sexy brand. And this car doesn't look out of place with any other exceptional cars you've got in here. So we've got something like 2,000 people interested in the last 7 days.
That's an amazing response, considering you've only been just a short while.
It's been out there 10 days.
Yeah, brilliant. Listen, I wish you the very best of luck with this, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of them on the road. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm so excited. I'm just about to go and see the world debut of the Veritas. Now it is only 10 hours old and I'm off to go meet the designer, Michael, to tell me more about it. Michael, this is amazing. I feel like I've gone 20 years forward into the future with this car. How did you come up with this design?
The idea from the design from this car is it looks like an animal. We have inside the space frame, and the space frame is for better traction. I make design not for show. Design is when you can make technique with a good styling.
And how much would a car like this cost?
350,000 euros.
Beside me is the Veritas, which is 10 years old.
Yes.
This is 10 hours old,
Yes.
which is just such a novelty. What's the difference between the Veritas from 10 years old to this one?
Okay. This car, the old Veritas, we built with handcrafted without computer. And this car we built only with computer.
The inside of this car it feels like a racing car.
I know we have checked on the computer the car must have speed over 300 kilometers per hour, and we have 507 horsepower from the engine and 10 cylinders, 5-liter engine. We have a pedal shift gearbox with clutch, without a clutch pedal, and we have a push-rod system for the suspension.
Right. How long does it take to make a car like this?
For this car, from a white paper to you can sit here, we need 8 weeks.
Do you know what? I think this is the perfect car for me to go and do my shopping in.
I don't. I think no.
Thank you so much, and I really wish you the best of it. I think it's going to be a really big success. It is very different and it's very unique.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
There are some truly mind-blowing pieces of engineering on display here, and I'm not just talking about cars.
Hi Mike, this is your second time at Salon Privé with this fantastic Riva boat. What's the response been this year?
Much better than last. Being the first time, people were uncertain what to expect last year. And even with the current economic conditions, people here have been fantastic. They love to see the Riva again, so really pleased.
Tell me how much work actually goes into one of these boats and how long does it take to make it?
Once the hull is laid, which is the longest process, it's 6 months to put all the internal fittings. The longest part is actually the foredeck. 1 man, 1 month, 21 layers of varnish, hand applied, hand fed, and he does it 21 times to get the mirror finish that you can see on here.
How's it been for you sales this year?
We're working twice as hard for half the reward. So there's still people buying. It's discretionary spend. You don't need a boat of this magnitude, and it's only this amount. I mean, it's £500,000. But because it's an emotional rather than a rational purchase, people can justify it to themselves. They haven't changed this model in 9 years, and I don't think they'll change it for another 9 because it's perfect. So why change something that's not broken?
Listen,
Just leave it as it
I'm
is.
so pleased to see you here again, and I hope to see you here next year.
Thank you, Rissy. Nice to see you.
Hi Matt, first time at Salon Privé. Beautiful car. What's the reaction?
Everyone's loving it so far. The paint job, which was only put on the car 2 days ago, is going down a storm. So we're really happy with the reaction from everybody and the other manufacturers as well.
It looks like a racing car, but you can actually drive this out on the road.
You can definitely take it out on the road, not necessarily for the shopping, but to drive it to and from the circuit, it's an ideal machine.
Oh, I don't know. I think I would look pretty cool going to Sainsbury's in that.
The bags are match anyway.
How fast does this one go?
It'll take you up to 100 miles an hour in about 5 seconds. You'll get from 100 back to 0 in around about 2 seconds. 60 is about 2.5.
Wow. And how many of these have been made so far?
At the moment, this is obviously one of the production cars. There's 14 of those in existence, and then there's 3 prototype cars.
What would a car like this cost?
For a basic T1, it's going to be around about £206,000. For a car like this, which has got all sorts of different data log on it, which not only logs the performance of the car, logs the performance of the driver as well, with some leather and the road number plates and stuff, that's going to be around about £230,000.
It really does stand out here amongst a lot of the super and classic cars, and I've got to hear the sound of this car, so can you rev it up?
Sure, yeah, no problem.
Thank you. Martin, it's been a pretty special day for you today because you've handed over some keys to a pretty special car.
I have indeed. It's the Eagle Speedster. It's such a beautiful creation, so unique.
This is your first time at Salon Privé.
It's a really classy event, isn't it? And very calm, and some masterpieces around here. And you know, the designers today, with all of the regulations and the crash testing and what have you, you can't create cars like this anymore. So it's great to see them celebrated and not under a dust sheet tucked away where nobody can see them. And I really admire people who allow their masterpieces to come out here so that we can enjoy them.
Now, I've got to ask you, Formula One, a lot of politics kind of going on, which seems a shame because it kind of takes away from why we all love Formula One.
Our TV audiences are nearly double this year, and I think people are excited to watch because you don't know who's going to win the race, and it's not a Ferrari and it's not a McLaren probably.
Yeah.
And people are very excited about Formula One again. I know the politics have been a bit smelly, but it keeps Formula One actually in the media in between races. You know, they say there's no such thing as bad publicity. I think we're verging into that territory now because it's really not been very well handled in Formula One this year. But the racing itself is brilliant.
Yeah, fantastic. Listen, I hope you enjoy the rest of your afternoon at Salon Privé. Thank you so much.
20 Eagles have been constructed and delivered to new owners all over the world. There is a 5-year waiting list, but definitely worth the wait.
Rick, congratulations. You must be feeling ecstatic.
Well, I'm absolutely over the top. I've always been in love with the E-Type since childhood, and when I saw that this company, Eagle, was creating these cars basically as new, I was very intrigued by the idea.
I think it's absolutely beautiful, and it certainly fits in very well here at Salon Privé amongst all of these beautiful classic cars.
It certainly does. Well, this is just a beautiful, beautiful event.
And you had the wonderful Martin Blundell hand the keys. I mean, that must have been pretty special.
That was just incredible. It's almost as if I was in a dream, and I never envisioned that not only that the car would be built, but that it would be delivered to me in such a fashion. It's really, truly an honor.
Now I'm on my way to see a very unusual car that's going to be available in the UK from January 2010.
Nafi, hola.
Hola.
This is an absolutely beautiful car and very unusual, and it's the first time you're debuting here at Salon Privé. Tell me more about this car. What's so special about it? I just love the design.
The car is representing a new step in the sport cars. The car meets the FIA spec security. That means you can take from the garage, go to the racing track, and at the racing track you will have the same safety than a World Rally car or a Le Mans car.
Now, what's really interesting about this car is that it's quite lightweight, and also it's good on emissions. Tell me about that.
Yes, we are IFR Automotive, which is the mother company, is introducing to the market 4 new technologies regarding brakes, suspension arms, chassis, and a completely new electronics. All of that makes to reduce the weight of the car dramatically and consequently the emissions. The 0 to 60 can be done in 2.8 seconds, 0 to 100 miles per hour in 5.9 seconds. So it's really, really very good values. And the cornering performance is in the region of 1.6 Gs.
Wow, it really is. It's so unusual, and it is a bit of a showstopper here. I've certainly not seen anything like this design. If I'm a member of the public coming in now and I want to buy this car, how much would it cost me?
Okay, this car with all the carbon and the extras that it has got is in the region of the 120,000 euros plus taxes.
So is this available in the UK now to buy?
It will be at the beginning of the year. This is what we've got in here is absolutely the first prototype, functional prototype of the brand.
I would assume it's going to be a bit of a bestseller, and I wish you all the very best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Some of these vintage cars have come from all over the world, and some from owners' private collections. It takes a lot of love, care and attention to maintain these beauties.
Rob, tell me more about this fantastic car.
Well, this is the new Lotus Evora. It's the only 2+2 mid-engine sports car available. We've just been showing it to the press for the very first time, and we're starting to build production cars now, so the public will be able to get their hands on them very soon. This car is an everyday usable car, practicality, 2+2, a nice usable boot, a car that you can drive every day in a bit of luxury and refinement as well.
What's the speed on this?
Top speed is over 160 miles an hour, 0 to 60 is less than 5 seconds, and the handling and the cornering is where this car really excels.
What's the price?
Starting from £47,500. If you really get carried away with the options, you can just about make 60. The technology is very much Lotus, the aluminium chassis, the handling, the refinement, the brakes, the suspension is stuff that we've really developed on from the technologies we've been using to develop cars for ourselves and other people for some time. But it's moving that on for a couple of generations now. The press have loved the car, and it's been interesting because quite a few of them have been Lotus owners as well. So it's been a very enjoyable experience to go and show them the car and get such good feedback.
It's a beautiful event, with lots of beautiful cars, but this is certainly one that stands out. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's lunchtime at Salon Privé and there's a feast being prepared. Unfortunately, I don't have time for any of that because today is Ladies' Day and it is the ladies' chance to put on their best dress to complement these stunning cars. The panel of celebrity judges will be walking around and attaching a flower to some of the best dressed ladies for the final shortlist. I'm off to interview a couple of judges to find out what they're looking for.
I'll start with you for rugby and ladies' dress.
Yeah.
How does that compare? And what's your style sense and what are you looking for?
Yeah, I'm just looking for a little bit of elegance, maybe nice shoes, hat maybe, an element of fun and happiness around them.
Happiness. And Linzi, you are beautiful and you have such a great style. What would you be looking for today?
Actually, I've seen a couple of really glam ladies. I've seen one in a beautiful sort of bright pink dress. Just the same really, elegance, style, bit of poise, originality, nice accessories.
Now, this is a classic car and supercar event, and as you know, there are some stunning cars here. And I know that you're a car buff.
Yeah.
Which car has really taken your eye?
If you're looking at elegant and sexy and the whole everything, I think the Pagani Zonda's got it. Yeah. So if I'm looking for someone today, I'll compare them with the Pagani Zonda.
Fantastic.
That's got a little bit of sex appeal for me as well.
I know that you have style, and I know that you do like cars, but would you go more for a classic or a supercar?
I'd say probably classic actually, even though I'm not hugely knowledgeable on cars. But actually I did see that stunning sort of mirrored effect.
The SLR,
McLaren,
that was pretty special, yeah.
That
I
looks pretty good.
You couldn't get lost down the
That
road
was
in
bling.
that, could you? Doing your shopping, really. It was pretty
That was
spectacular.
really bling.
Well, it's a mirror for you ladies as well, isn't it? You could do your makeup in it.
Now, for you, it's fantastic news because you've just been signed, and congratulations.
Thank you.
You must
Well
be so
done.
excited.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks.
And
it's been years of
I
hard work.
know you've worked
years of
really,
hard
really
work.
hard. What can we look forward to now in the next few months from you and Fuse?
I think now the album will be coming out in sort of probably January 2010. Yeah, we're just trying to just push forward, push boundaries and push forward a new sound which hasn't really been done before, and hopefully people see the violin as not so classical, and you know, we're going to try and just do something really different, really original and very rock orientated.
I'm really excited to find out who you're going to choose as this best dressed lady, and I'm hoping that you won't let
There's
me
one
down.
there, look, with the hat on, look.
Oh,
She's got a lovely hat on.
It's going to be a pretty hard job for you guys, but I wish you the best of luck.
Do you reckon I can enter?
If you came with lipstick and a dress on,
Can I enter?
I mean, the hair's almost
The hair's
there.
almost there.
there.
It is,
Yeah,
I'm
but
getting there.
if you're willing to cross dress, I mean, I'm sure that would go down really well.
I'm sure his rugby teammates are gonna love that. And so the quest begins.
The prize is a Boodles pendant. And would you like to take part? I'd love to. Might pin this on your dress. Is that okay?
The judges have made their decisions. The finalists have been chosen. There is just enough time for a quick parade around the Hurlingham grounds to give everyone a glimpse of the potential winner. And the prize, a Boodles pendant worth over £2,000.
On behalf of Salon Privé and Boodles, the 2009 Best Dressed Winner award goes to you, Amanda. Congratulations. There you are.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done.
Amanda, congratulations. You have won Best Dressed Lady, Ladies' Day at Salon Privé. How do you feel?
I'm stunned and amazed and very, very happy.
Tom, you're the manager of Boodles, and this is a really stunning piece that's in your collection. What's it actually called, this pendant?
It's called Velocity.
Velocity.
Yeah, absolutely. It's 18 karat white gold with set with diamonds.
You've been part of Salon Privé for a good few years now, and you've done this for a good few years. What is it that you were looking for?
It was about looking for absolute classics, elegant dresses, very, very sophisticated. She looks fantastic. Congratulations.
Now I'm off to meet one of my heroes, the racing legend, Derek Bell.
Derek, it's so wonderful to see you here at Salon Privé, and I believe it's your first time here as a judge. How have you found the experience today?
Well, it's something, I'm much better behind the wheel of a car. You know, I'm more relaxed doing what I do naturally. To be a judge isn't the most natural thing in the world. However, it was very much easier than I thought, and I had a good group of judges with me who took a lot of the load off me and made it very interesting and good fun to do, and at the end of it, it's been a piece of cake, actually.
Was there something here today that really took your eye that you kind of haven't seen before, that perhaps you would like to drive?
Oh, there were lots of things I was, really happy to see here. I mean, some fabulous cars, but to see the Le Mans group, these guys down here, was rather special, particularly as 3 of them I raced. So it was, all of them were during my era, apart from the cars right at the end. But this is chassis 1, and I actually did the shakedown testing way back in the 1980-ish. And this car, subsequently, I won Le Mans with 4 times. That's amazing. It obviously means a lot. Actually, I lie. I won it 3 times with this car, once with another Porsche before that, in 936, and then the Ford before that. And I won the Daytona 24 Hours 3 times in one of these. So, it has something rather special to me. It really made my career. Without it, I'd have been nobody.
We've got this kind of tough time in the markets, and clearly the car market has taken a huge whack. How do you think the car market will change in the next 2 years?
Well, I personally don't really know, but I keep reading all the experts say. And I just do it by the feel and my gut feeling. But I think what it's going to be, there'll be fewer supercars out there, fewer in number, and then on top of that, the people that do go, and there will be people that go and buy the supercars, rather a more special, select group of people. I think the day of the supercar in mass production won't be there for many years to come, from what I can see. But they will still be able to produce wonderful cars, everybody, whoever they're, whatever manufacturer, and there are people out there to buy them.
Are you going to be coming back and judging next year?
Oh, they haven't asked me yet.
Oh, yeah.
Have
you behaved yourself enough to?
So far, but it's not over yet. But I've really enjoyed it. I mean, I met some super people, and you see all these wonderful cars, and you realise that's part of your history. Yeah. And you're very lucky to be part of such a magnificent industry, really.
Beautiful club as well.
Oh well, you can't even talk about that. I mean, it's just to have something like that so close to London, and it's just wonderful.
I'm a massive fan of yours, and always will be. And I hope you do come back next year.
So do I, and you too.
Gary, you're the Managing Director of Audemars Piguet.
Correct.
And you've been very much involved with Salon Privé right from the beginnings.
Correct.
How did you get involved with it, and why did you want to get involved with it?
We got involved because I had an association with the 2 Bagley brothers, and we felt it was the right event to showcase our product, and we have now been involved with the brand since day 1, and we've got a strong association with the Bagleys, with Salon Privé, and we just believe it's totally correct for our brand and for the marketing opportunities it offers. The people that can afford many of the supercars that you see here are already wearing Audemars Piguet watches, and it's a perfect showcase, the perfect platform to present our products, because people would normally expect to see them here. And when you're looking at products priced at £1 million per car, they expect to see watches the sort of prices that we have, £50,000, £100,000, and it's the perfect synergy between the brands.
I've been looking at cars and shooting cars for the last few days, and call me biased, but this is my favourite car. I do think it's absolutely stunning. Now, it's called the Aston 177.
Aston Martin 177.
Why?
Because it's one of 77. It's a really exclusive product for Aston Martin. It's something where we've tried to take the essence of Aston Martin, turn it up to its greatest extent, and pour that back into a car.
And give me a bit more spec on this car. It's a stunning car to look at, but what makes it unique?
It's a complete carbon fibre tub that's handmade. That in itself takes 2.5 weeks to make. All of the panels are hand beaten, aluminium, and that gives us the ability to make shapes and lines that you can't make in other ways. Then you come to the engine, which is an Aston Martin V12 that has been worked in partnership with Cosworth to 7.3 litres, over 700 horsepower and over 750 newton meters of torque. So exceptionally high performance, lightweight, so very, very quick.
I'm wishing you the best of luck
Thank you
and
very
hope you'll be
much.
on the winner's post today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Today is full of excitement. It is the final day and it's judging day. Yes, one of the classic cars will be crowned overall winner. There are 6 classes, 1 car will win from each class, and then the final winner will be announced. This competition is taken very seriously, and with a highly experienced judging panel and with Chief Judge Derek Bell on the team, I'm sure it's going to be a difficult job.
One of the most fantastic things about Salon Privé that you started and it's grown every year is Concours d'Elegance. And it is judging day.
Yep.
So one of the classic cars is going to be the ultimate winner.
That's right.
Tell me more about it.
Every Concours d'Elegance that goes on around the world, they have their very special judging day, which is when all the class winners get appointed. So we have 6 different classes here today. There are about 8 cars in each class, and each will get a best of class winner.
You do have some fantastic judges here every year, real characters like old school racing drivers, people who really do have a knowledge of cars and really get into it. How competitive is it with the people that actually exhibit their classic cars here?
Massively. These guys, they are very, very, very passionate owners, and they love showing these cars off.
Listen, I wish you so much luck, and I'm really excited to see who the winners are going to be later.
Us too.
So I will have a glass of champagne, hopefully, and get excited and wait and see the results.
Great, thanks.
Thank you very much. Bye.
The first car that's coming along is the People's Choice. It was a car that was voted for by all the public that have been here this past week. And it's called a Veritas 3, and it was 48 hours ago it was completed.
I'm very happy. I'm so happy. Biggest moment in my life. You need to take that, young man. Thank you.
And Class A, American V8s, the winner was a Bizzarrini 1966, owned by Hugh James. And we reckon that this car was American muscle meeting Italian elegance. The Aston Martin DB4 GT 1960, a beautiful specimen. Right now, the Class D Grand Routier, the style and panache of the 1930s and 40s. The most beautiful Bugatti Type 57 Grand Raid. Jaguar SS1 Coupe 1933, owned by James Hull. Aston Martin DBR1 1957, owned by Tim Samways. The Class F Ford made supercars in the 1970s, the magnificent, beautiful Lamborghini Miura 1973, probably the first of the real supercars, an absolutely magnificent car owned by Savin.
The owner today was sadly not here to receive his prize, so the founder of Salon Privé, Andrew Bagley, has accepted on his behalf. Whoops, never mind, Andrew. Back to driving school, I think.
One of only, I believe, 4 cars. Ferrari 275 GTB4 North American racing team Spyder. 3.3 V12 engine whistling away like a sewing machine.
Sadly, Salon Privé is now over for this year. You've seen some supercars and some classic cars, met some interesting people. I'm off to have another glass of champagne, so I hope to see you next year.
For more information and ticket inquiries for 2010, go to www.salonprivelondon.com.